What are your colors, Shelby?
My colors are blush and bashful.
Her colors are pink and pink.
Blush and bashful.
I ask you, how precious is this wedding gonna get?
My colors are blush and bashful. I've chosen 2 shades of pink. One is much deeper than the other.
The bridesmaids' dresses are beautiful.
And the ceremony will be too. All the walls are banked with sprays of flowers in the 2 shades of blush and bashful. There's a pink carpet specially laid for the service, and pink silk bunting draped over anything that would stand still.
That sanctuary looks like it's been hosed down with Pepto-Bismol.
I like pink.
I tried to talk her into using peaches and cream. That would be so lovely this time of year. All the azaleas in our yard are peach colored, and peach is so flattering to every skin tone.
No way. Pink is my signature color.
What color is your dress, Malin?
Peach and cream.
Clary?
Beige lace to the knee.
I am wearing a sexy blue chiffon, Shelby. Jackson's gonna take one look at me and leave you behind in the dust.
Mama's dress is gorgeous. It cost more than my wedding dress.
It did not. It was on sale.
That's what she told Daddy. What she actually meant is that it was for sale, not on sale.
I'll get it. Hello?
You've been watching a read-through for a scene from the play Still Magnolias.
I know it's an emergency.
It will be performed by veteran members of Theatre Bristol as a limited engagement fundraiser.
Funding is down across the board for everything, and we were looking for, as a board, we were looking for a way that we could generate funds to have a very wonderful season with some titles that people recognized and have some shows that involved a lot of people and had some children in it, and kind of get back to the roots of where Theatre Bristol came from. So, as a board, we talked about some different things that we could do, some dinners, some selling things, some, renting out the space for different venues. And then it occurred to us, we should raise money by doing what we do best, and that is theater. So, we batted around a couple of ideas, and we decided that Still Magnolias was a sure bet, because everybody loves that show, men and women. It's very well known in this area. And we put together a cast that's kind of a veteran cast who have had ties to this show. They've either done it before, or they've directed it, or been involved in some aspect of it. So this is a special fundraising event. It's not part of the Theatre Bristol regular season, but we hope to generate enough revenue from Still Magnolias to fund the entire season, to pay for the rights and the royalties and costuming and staging and things like that.
The play is being directed by a former student of Miss King.
It's this cast of 6 women, and here I am being the second youngest person in the room and a male directing this show. But Robert Harling, who wrote Still Magnolias, wrote it about his family. They're true characters, they're real people, based on real people, that is. And I think I'm well suited to direct this show because I see a lot of these characters in the show as my family. I grew up with a female-heavy family, and my mother and all my aunts and my grandmother, they are characters in the show.
What is your name? Did you tell me?
Anel.
Fine. Are you new in town? I know everyone, and I don't recall ever seeing you before.
I'm coming into this script and this story knowing these people, and I like that aspect of it. And these are good old Southern women. So you're going to come into this theater, if you've never heard the show before, if you've never seen the movie before, you're going to know some of these women on stage. The script itself says that while this is a character piece, these characters are not caricatures of humans. These are real people, and they're relatable, and they're likable, and they're funny, and they're dramatic, over-dramatic at times, but they're beautiful women and beautiful characters, and I'm loving bringing them to life.
Playing the part of Truvy Jones is Emily Glover, also a former student of Miss King. 5 years ago, Emily played the part of the legendary fire starter of the Dairy Inn in Blumpville.
There was this young woman, and she had burned a barn. She had burned several sheds around Sullivan County. So they placed her in the front bedroom, the so-called porch bedroom, and she was to stay there. Actually, it's a very comfortable room, and probably one of the nicer rooms. And she had set her room on fire, And she was really having a very good time with the fires in the Dairy Inn.
She has stayed with theater since high school.
After high school, I received scholarship to Brevard College in North Carolina, and I studied there in their music and theater department and did a show with them and absolutely loved their program and had a great time. But home was calling my name, and then a former director who is now working with Barter Theater invited me to come teach elementary and middle school classes for the Barter Youth Academy. And so that was my bringing me back into the realm of theater in the world that I loved so much.
Emily has a younger sister who is playing the lead in Theater Bristol's presentation of Snow White. This is Grace Glover. She was influenced by her older sister.
Emily had told me that there was Wizard of Oz coming up, and we watched that movie together a lot when we were younger. We watched every Disney movie known to man together, and I just thought it'd be something special to do. And I wasn't really expecting to get a main part, but I knew I wanted to be a part of it with my sister. So I auditioned, and I got a role as a munchkin and a flower that put the lion to sleep. And I just remember how much fun it was. I remember meeting all kinds of new people, and one of my best friends now, who I've been best friends with since first grade, her name's Jamie Woodmore. She's in the production of Snow White as well.
That happens a lot. Friends, teachers, students, relatives, the people who are involved in Theater Bristol are close outside the theater, as well as involved in the performances. The director of Snow White, Chris McVey, believes that there are advantages that theater teaches that you can't learn anywhere else.
One of the things that I talk about is that for 2 hours, your problems, you don't exist. You're that character, whoever that character may be. You leave your problems at the door. Trust me, the problems will be there waiting on you when you leave. But for the 2 hours, you can actually enjoy what you're doing. I have been involved in shows where I was just sick as a dog and walk out on stage and feel great. Now, when I walked off stage, they'd come back and grab you. But for that little bit of time, for 2 hours, if you can enjoy yourself doing it, you're going to make the audience enjoy it.
I think it's a great therapeutic tool. I think that through becoming another character in a play, that you pick up differences between yourself and that character, but you also pick up some similarities. And I think it helps you cope with situations and life in general. And it's a lot of fun.
I'd like to see a career for me in theater, if that could happen. I'm actually, like I said, this is my directorial debut, and I see myself as more of a performer. It's interesting. You usually get performers who say, "Oh, but what I really want to do is direct." But I'm a director who's saying, "Oh, but what I really want to do is perform." You never really hear that often. Not that I don't enjoy and love directing. I'm finding a new love for directing, and after my brief hiatus from theater, I'm finding my love from theater again. And I love being back here at Theater Bristol, where I did my first show. My first show was Annie in, I believe, 2009.
People have always told Grace and I that we are polar opposites. It's very true. We are polar opposites. But the one thing that we found that both of us absolutely adore is this world. And I think that says a lot about theater.
It was my way to get away from being myself and pretending, as I loved to do when I was little. Being able to dress up and act like I was someone else, whether it be a munchkin or a princess. It's special, because I like to think that there's a little girl who is just like me, sitting in the audience, looking up to me as I did my older sister.
Call 423-383-5979 for further information about Theater Bristol.